So, if you watch my videos, then you know that I really like MacBooks, and specifically in shopping for less expensive used MacBooks. But if there's one thing that I get on every single video without fail, it's approximately, I want to say, 1 billion comments either telling me to buy a ThinkPad or a cheaper PC laptop, or to build a gaming rig, or something. Literally whatever MacBook I put out there at whatever price point, I'll get people telling me that it's a terrible deal. And I want to address that in its own video. So, to make my point, I have two laptops with me today. This one is a 2011-ish HP business laptop, and this one is a 2011 MacBook Pro. Now, these computers are remarkably similar. They both have 2nd gen dual-core i5s, they both use the same memory, the same hard drive and SSDs, they both have integrated graphics, but there are a few notable differences. The first is this HP actually does have a dedicated graphics card. You know, it's pretty useless in 2018, where the MacBook Pro still has integrated graphics only. And the other big difference is the cost. So both of these computers have 8GB of 1600MHz DDR3 RAM. Both of these have 120GB solid-state drives, but they do not cost the same. This HP can be had with similar specs for $150 to $200, whereas the MacBook is more like $300 with those kind of specs. Maybe even a little bit more, depending on who you buy it from. So, on paper, we can look at this and say, the HP is better value. That is undeniably true. It has the same and slightly better performance thanks to dedicated graphics, and it costs $50 to $100 less. Maybe even $200 less. But here's my point. A MacBook is not a budget laptop. It has never and will never be a budget laptop. What I'm talking about with my channel is not buying a budget laptop, which is a Mac. I'm talking about buying a budget Mac. If you're going and shopping for a laptop and you don't have any preference between macOS and Windows, you should pick this laptop every time, because the cost for the machine's performance is obviously better with this laptop. However, a lot of people aren't looking for PC laptops. It's just not something they want. So when shopping for a budget Mac, this would make more sense. If you want to stay in the Apple ecosystem, you need a MacBook Pro for whatever reasons you may have, this is going to win that. It's not going to be the best laptop, but it might be the best MacBook. So that's a very, very important distinction that I want to make. Oftentimes, people don't want a PC laptop, so you could throw ThinkPads at them all day, and they don't care. Some people just want a MacBook Pro, and there's nothing that's going to change their mind. I personally have a lot of MacBook Pros, but I do see the value in something like this. If I were shopping for a laptop, and I only had $150, I would buy either this or a ThinkPad every day of the week. $150, and I wanted to get the most amount of performance in a laptop. This thing is fantastic value. It's got good build quality, it's got a pretty okay screen, trackpad, and keyboard. It's a little bit thick, but it also has interchangeable batteries, and it's cheap as hell. This HP is an objectively good laptop. It gives you great performance for $150, and my particular one is in really great condition and looks very nice. You might even be able to get yet better value from a ThinkPad. So let's take the price point of the MacBook, for example. This 2011 MacBook Pro will run you about $200 to $300 depending on the specification and what deal you get, where for the same amount of money you can very easily get a Lenovo ThinkPad that has Haswell processors. It's just a fact. But none of that is going to change the fact that some people just don't want a ThinkPad. It might not be the most cost-effective choice, but you cannot deny that some people just like Apple products. So as much as we can sit around and say, well, the PC is 9 out of 10 times going to offer you better performance. Every single time, there's gonna be someone who would rather just have a Mac and are willing to pay up for that. Okay, so I'm gonna take a little bit of time here to address another issue, and for those of you who comment about ThinkPads and stuff, I get those comments. I agree with you that a ThinkPad is better value, but there is another type of comment that I just can't believe that people don't see how ridiculous this argument is. So we'll use, for example, the video that I made on my 2015 MacBook. So that MacBook is a great example of paying up for Apple and portability and other things than specs. So that one was about $700, and it has like a Core M processor, 500 gig SSD, 8 gigs of RAM, Retina display. But the advantages of that laptop are its really tiny size and portability. It's lightweight, it's fanless, so you're not buying it for performance. And to this day, I still get comments on that video saying, well, you shouldn't buy a $700 laptop with this performance. I can build a gaming desktop with like a GTX 1050 Ti. I can put a Ryzen CPU in it and put 8 gigs of RAM and a big old SSD. And that's going to give you all the performance you would ever need, so you should just buy that. This is such a stupid argument. And, you know, I get the whole ThinkPad argument or the PC laptop argument. I get that. That makes sense to me. But this is just ridiculous. Of course you can build a desktop that's going to have better performance than any laptop. The people who buy MacBooks, specifically like the 12-inch MacBook, have absolutely no use for a gaming desktop. What on earth are they going to do with a gaming desktop? They're looking for something that's lightweight and portable that they can take with them on the move to go, I don't know, write Harry Potter fanfic in a coffee shop. They would have absolutely no idea what to do with a gaming desktop. It would be a colossal waste of money and they would hate it. Not to mention you have to buy a monitor and a keyboard and a mouse, and even then you can still build one that's cheaper, but it's nowhere near the same kind of portability as a laptop. You just cannot compare a laptop to a desktop. It's a ridiculous argument, and one that I have no patience for anymore. Ooh. So, feels good to get that off my chest. I've been wanting to make a video like this for a while because I see this argument happening all the time, and I know this isn't going to stop it. And I can guarantee that there's going to be people on this very video that are going to comment, you know, oh, you should just build a gaming PC instead of buying a laptop. It's just better. I know that's going to happen. I know this isn't going to stop the argument. But I just wanted to put out there that people don't necessarily buy MacBooks to get the most performance per dollar. And I think it's important to keep that in mind. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. As usual, make sure to follow me on Twitter @LukeMiani. Don't forget to join my subreddit. Link is in the description below. And of course, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And with that, I will see you in the next video.